welcome back to episode 37 of Retrospective Progression. I'm Aredawg, the creator hero, and still no word. Close that door. Yeah, I don't know. We've got the Growlie challenge done, but no Growlie yet. Uh, I think the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all the pieces of items and such that we need for this version. The slabs and repeaters and such, which we should probably go do that. But I do see something over there I want to show you guys. So yeah, I did do a little bit of work here. As you can see, I now have a dirt roof right here. This is kind of gonna be where like the top of the door frame is going to be, where this door kind of sits in. As you can see, the door right here has been moved forward. I think I need to bring a little bit more dirt into here, so that way it looks more like it's opened a bit more. What I'm actually doing, and I want to do, if I can do it, is I want to get this cavern portion done. If I could get it done in this version, that'd be great. Again, no idea. But also, I did a little bit more work over here. And if we just pop on right through here. Yep, I got both of these done. The end here is a little different than on this side, but as it's kind of angled, I'm kind of okay with that for right now. I mean, it does kind of jut up right there. I probably could get rid of this portion right here and make it seem like it's better, because again, it's already got 2 blocks wide there. So I may do that just to make it nicer. But yeah, and then I might even do like the cavern over here as well. So we have where this kind of will go up a little bit, but it also will need to come down to about here. So that way I can just put up the cavern around here as well. So we just have a nice cavern from there all the way to here. And then this is, of course, in the interior of this. So speaking of walls, let's go check that out. So I don't think I've shown off what this looks like as I'm working on kind of filling in all the dirt here. But this is kind of the work that I've done here. I did fill this in, and as I was doing that, I was like, maybe I should get all of these pieces in, all these rib cages, or rib pieces in. I guess I'm going to call them that. So that way I can kind of show you what I do in between these two. Yeah, I don't know the actual technical term for those, but I'm going to call them ribs because they kind of look like ribs. So one of the things that we do here, I think I'm going to use this as an example right here. Now let's quickly head over there. So as we can see, I have this right here, and I have it go all the way up to there. What I end up doing is I keep these here just to tell me this is where I want dirt to go. So then I just kind of bring it up to here. I look at this level and I'm like, okay, I want to keep this kind of near this level, but I need to get it up to this level. So I take a look, how much do I have here? 3. So I could probably alternate between these two and then really just do something along these lines. And then kind of just keep going from here. So as we can see, this level's here. We could do that again. Pop that up to there. And essentially, it makes it so it's nice and even-ish to go up. See, this one right here is a level down, and this goes up a level. If I take this out, like this is pretty good right here, but I could drop this one down, or I could leave this one up. I think I'm going to do it that way. I don't think it really matters one way or the other. So we're just going to... oh wait, I wanted to take this back, because this has to come up this way. We have that stop about there. So if I do that, that should be good, yeah. Again, it's really just trial and error for me, trying to figure out how I want this to look. So I could do this. Let's do that. That makes it nice and easy for me. And then if I do that, we just do that. There we go. So let's go around to the front again. And that's kind of how I do that. As you can see, it doesn't make it all nice and perfect, because if I really wanted to, I could make this even nicer by going in this direction. Right now, it's following this direction. It could follow this direction. It could follow that direction. And that pig just pushed me. Excuse me. Thank you. So, yeah, I'm gonna kind of work on this one. I know this one's a big one right here, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this, because there's a little bit of a convex concave, and this is all convex right here. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna split this one up. It's a little bit of a corner too, because yeah, I'll figure that one out. I'm gonna work on this, and I'll bring you back in once it's all completed. So we've got the wall all done here. As you can see, the ribs are all covered up. Again, the lights are where those ribs are, but we have this entrance here that I covered up that I kind of want to fix up a little bit. So let's go through this way. And if we just kind of bust through here, yeah, we gotta open this up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pop this open like so. And we're going to come over on this side, and we're going to do the same here. And essentially, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a dome shape here to kind of make it a nice entrance path into the Dwarven Mountain itself. That way we can have this door set up here ready to go, and yeah, that should be perfectly fine. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you guys what I got after a little bit. Here we have a nicely defined arch that will allow us to at least have a good amount of clearance when we get into the actual building of this tunnel that goes into the Dwarven Mountain. So yeah, got that done. So let's head over there. Over at our Growlie challenge, and let's see, what do we have here? Looks like I could do. See, I need to do 12 of these. Actually, I technically only need to do 8 because we only need 3 sandstone. Let's see, what else do we need? We need 3 of these for oak slabs. I'm gonna make a new bed too. We're just gonna use some lime wool here, so that's perfectly fine. We already have a repeater, and let's just take 3 of those. Yeah, so let's go and make ourselves 2 more pieces of sandstone, and then boom, sandstone slabs. Let's make ourselves, let's just do it this way. Let's make ourselves another bed, some wooden slabs, and some cobblestone slabs. So let's see. Of the 6 items, we have a cobblestone slab, an oak slab, a red bed, redstone repeater, and a sandstone slab. Now, the last thing we need is a cookie. And we don't have the ability to make cookies yet because we don't have cocoa beans. Cocoa beans are only available in dungeons at this point, and it has to be in chunks that are past 1.4, I believe. So I don't think it's anywhere near where we are right now. Oh, I already got a repeater there. So we'll put in our bed. We'll put in our slabs. Actually, we'll do this. Well, and we'll put the cookie right there in the center once we get the cookie. So yeah, now that we have that done, did that do anything? Maybe not. Let's put that away, and So I just came over here and I was looking at this side of things. Now that we've got at least up over to there done with the kind of the wall that we're gonna come up with for the Dwarven Mountain, I realize there's something big that I need to worry about, and that is going to be this shoreline. Well, not really shoreline. That'd be a shoreline over there, but this area right here, like this island right here, if boats are supposed to be coming in this direction, that's in the way. So I'm gonna need to get rid of that. And I was looking at this too, and while this is kind of a neat like structure here, eh, I don't know if I want to keep it for nostalgia's sake or not. Because it is kind of a strange alpha build. It is close enough to the Growlie challenge area that we could have it like a little feature right there. But yeah, might have enough room if I carve out this way. This might be good enough. So, let me have a think on that one. I think I'm gonna keep that, but I think the rest of this stuff does need to go. So, let's get to chopping. Got those trees down. Yeah, and looking at this, I definitely think that there should be enough of an angle for boats to get through if we cut through over here. So let's make it daytime. Just wait a little bit. And there we go. Now I can make it day. And we will no longer need our axe, so we'll bring out our shovel because we're gonna dig. We're gonna dig that whole island up. We're gonna dig up on this shoreline right here. So what we're going to do here, I believe we want to dig this up like so. That way, yeah, we want to dig this portion up over here. So we'll dig through this way. Give it a nice kind of somewhat natural-like look. We'll probably fix it a little bit more. Actually, do I need to go more this direction, or is... let's see. Boats come this way. No, I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Then they'll come in there, and then we'll have a dock over there. So yeah, this whole area will kind of dig down. We'll get to about, what, right here with this side. Yeah, we'll figure something out here. So I'm gonna work on digging this down. We're leaving that because I think that's cool. But we're gonna dig the rest of this down. All right, got that all cleaned up, at least for this part. Obviously, I still do need to do a little bit digging down here, but I'd like to get Aqua Affinity and Respiration on my helmet before I do that, and I can't get that in this version. I think it's beta 1.8 that I can get this in, but yeah, this should be good. The only other thing that may be a difference is maybe taking this whole thing down, but I don't know about that 100% just yet. For now, I'm leaving that as is, but maybe this whole thing could, I could cut it in around this way. That might make it a little nicer for boats to park in, but that's a future Aredawg problem. So, yeah, No, nothing. Let's go check that computer. Only other thing I think I can do. Let's start looking here. And let's see. Oh, there's a chat function here. Let's see if I can type something out. Hello, help. I am stuck in beta 1.4. Growlie challenge completed. Items identified and archived. I don't know. And yeah, let's see if I get a response to that. So I'll check that from time to time and see if there's anything here. That does remind me, though, I probably should be working a little bit more on this. Like, I have a good level on the honeycomb side of things. I kind of want to start doing some of the sphere side of it. So I'm thinking of doing, like, this is the honeycomb side, so we're just going to be doing a lot of hexagons all the way up. But over here, I was thinking of doing, like, different spheres. Right there, I'm thinking of doing like boxes and such. I'm just not sure what I want to do with this side just yet. But I definitely want to have like 4 different quadrants for this. I'd have 4 different ideas and ways of doing things. And how did that creeper spawn here? Like, where did it come from? Anyway, I don't think it really matters. Probably somewhere over here. But anyway, yeah, I kind of want to get each of these to have their own different quadrant feel to them, so I'll definitely have something for that over there eventually. I just don't know what I'm going to do for that. But I probably should get some spheres going, which means I need to go work on some quarry stuff. So let's head over to the quarry. So we've got tracks actually laid out. So last time I showed off that they were just kind of like little paths here, but I decided I'm gonna try and make the tracks themselves and see if they work. And now that I'm looking at this one might need to be moved a little bit further, so I might move this in a little bit. But I decided to do all these tracks here. We're gonna have a little area to pick stuff up, and it's a little cargo area here. This will be a little platform, and then it continues to come on down through here. I did a little terraforming out this way, a little bit around here as well, just so that way this can kind of start turning in this direction and then turn in this direction. And this is a bit of a sharp turn, but you know what, I think it's fine for right now. They're not going to be going too fast through there. And then, yeah, we have it all the way to here. So we'll make our nice little dock off of here, and we'll have our little platform there, which means I'm thinking right here is where we have a pathway for people to cross when there's not a train that kind of comes by. So this will probably be like a nice little footpath right here. That way we can have, maybe this is the shopping location, so we'll have like maybe some food restaurants and whatnot over here, and then we'll have over in this section right here, we'll have the residential location. One other thing that I'm thinking about is probably having a bit of a sound wall set up here, because if the residents are going to be here, and that train is going to be going back and forth, and then they hear the dock and all the noise that's over there, they're not going to be too happy, even though they're this far away. The quarry will be shut down at that point, and probably the train will also be shut down, but you know what? I think that just might make it a lot nicer for the denizens of this town. So, I've actually, yeah, let me pull out my piece of paper here. I've got some ideas of what kind of housing I kind of want to make. And what I've really done is I've just kind of created rooms and then built basically they're modular rooms that I can just put somewhere, pile them together, and kind of make them nice and neat. I can flip them around if I need to. Um, and hopefully it will make something that will be nice and neat. Thought I heard a skeleton. It's probably down below there, so if I go down there, I'm pretty sure I'll see him. I ain't doing that right now. So, to start off, I have to figure out where I want to put the first house. If we're going to be doing a bit of a sound wall on this side, I think we should also have a little bit of a sound wall on this side. That way, we can keep the quarry blocked off over here, and then just have like a gate that kind of closes off. So maybe the train will rest in here for the nights. And I think if that's the case, I kind of want the wall to probably be about right here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna put this here as a marker for myself. To basically say, hey, this is where we're gonna have the wall. And it does look like it'll match over here nicely. Yeah, which means we don't want to have our housing too close to this wall. So let's start our first house probably right here. We're going to start with a 10 by 7. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, that's in the wrong place. So this modular portion right here is called the living room modular portion. I have two sets of living rooms. One has a TV that's right here. You have a little bit of a coffee table here and a sofa that you can sit here. Off of here, you can take out any of these 4 blocks and put in any modular system that you want. Over here, we can take out these 3 blocks and have any modular system that you want. So, there are 3 main things that we need to have in a house. We need to have a little kitchenette. We need to have a... Actually, no. Let me think about this. There's 4 things you need. You need to have a living room. You need to have a bedroom, a kitchenette, and a bathroom. So those are the 4 main things. Those are the 4 main things that I actually have figured out here on my piece of paper. And if we're doing that, I want to put... Let's see. Let's put a bedroom there. Yes, a bedroom there. And then... Oh, let's see. If we have the bedroom there, we're going to do a large bedroom. So we're going to do a 6 by 7. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then we'll have this come like so. And if I did this correctly... You're tempting fate there, chicken. We should have right here... This will be a bathroom, because this is a main bedroom. So we'll have a bathroom based off of here. And now that I'm putting this down here, I think the idea that I have might be a little different, because technically this has to be like so for the bathroom. which might not be a bad idea for like the walls here. So I can have different walls, at least on this side. It's just these walls will be the same. I might have to make the living room a little bit bigger. Gotta love it. But the last thing I do want to do here is I do want to have a kitchen that kind of comes off of here. We'll use this kitchenette. So we'll go... Let's see, one... So this is the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the kitchenette right there. And then over here, we're going to do a little entryway that will... So I think this one just juts out like so. Yeah. I'll play around with my designs. I may make this living room a little bit bigger, so in that way the bathroom actually fits nicer with this, but overall this might not be too bad. I'll play around with it. As I'm thinking more about this, I'm wondering, does this computer connect to our entrapment chamber over there? Let's take a look. Oh, it does. Can I access Creative World? It looks like I can. Okay. Let's see if we can... Alright. Let's go into the Creative World, and I can probably show you a little bit more work there. Well, here we are in our Creative World, and... Ooh, I've already got this stuff set up. Nice. So, I'm going to go through each of the rooms as they're sort of somewhat kind of designed. For the main rooms, like these are the rooms that we're going to have kind of stuff come off of. If we pop into here, this is going to be the first room that we have set up here. So we're going to have a nice little TV here, and then anywhere that there's this red sandstone, that is basically where there's a connection point. So we can, the more that I'm thinking about this, the way that these are set up, these need to be 5 apart, but this is set as 4. So I may end up having to do this for this side here and just kind of pull it into right here. And if that's the case, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to put a little bit of lighting here, but then that way we can have this come in here and then this come in here for two different rooms, and then there'll be a wall that kind of goes in between them. So I think that's good. The only thing to obviously update with this one, this is my first one, and I just didn't really put all the work that I did in the other ones on this one, but that's fine. Basically, we just have that. So that's the first room. The second room is a little bit different, but we'll probably keep it the same way. We'll need to move these here and pop this in like so. Okay. And then as you can see here, we have just like a nice sofa area, sitting room, coffee table. And then this, now that I think about this, this probably should come like this, and we should have like a little door here or something. So it's like if you want to go down into like a basement or something. And then over here, we have this going upstairs to a area up here that we could have like, this is where a second story would be. So that's the second living room option that we have. This one gives us a 2-story version for it. What we have here is a kitchenette. So wherever this black wool is, We use black wool for the TV in the first one, but wherever this black wool is going to be like functional type blocks. So we've got a bit of a high ceiling here. I am kind of considering maybe this actually needs to come down to about this height. This might feel a little better. And in fact, if we come back into here, would that make this room feel better too? Yeah, I've only drawn these rooms, so I'm kind of going in on the fly here to see how well these will work together. And I think having these as 3, I think that suits it a little bit better. This one, however, with the TV, we're going to have to do a little bit of change to this. The TV itself is going to have to be like that, which is fine. I don't think that's a big deal. And we'll just kind of get this roof kind of set up. I just want to see what this looks like when I do this, so 1 second. Yeah, I think that actually looks a little better now that I'm looking at it here. Yeah, I think that should work fine. So yeah, this is our little kitchenette here. Each of the houses will have this. These will all be functional blocks of some kind. I may end up doing barrels once I have the ability to have barrels up here, and then down here, I'm not sure what I'm going to have, but you know, maybe some like granite or something like that. Maybe some diorite to make it look more like marble. All right, this next one is a bedroom. And if we're doing the same thing that we're doing with this, I'm going to have to go through these and update this. So let's just do that right now. But yeah, this is what the bedroom looks like. This is kind of going to be the master bedroom. And I could probably do something a little over here as well. And then we'll just, you know, this goes to a bathroom right here. And it can have it on either side. And of course have a nice little like dresser here. This one is another type of master bedroom. We'll just kind of clean this up as well. Probably could just do this before, but you know what? We'll not worry about that. But as you can see, it is kind of the same stuff in here. So we've still got our double bed, and we've still got this, and then either here or here is where we can put the door to the bathroom, or we could have this as the main entrance into this room, and then this is the door to the bathroom. I don't think either matters really. This next room is a smaller bedroom. Oops, didn't want to do that. And we'll break this in like so. So yeah, this is just a smaller bedroom. We've got a little desk here, little dressers right over here, bed, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's very small, very nice. And then the last one is the bathroom. So we've got our bathtub here, we've got our toilet, we've got our sink, and we've got a little divider right there. So that's pretty much that. The only other thing is really the halls, and the hallways they themselves are pretty similar, and it's really just going to be a matter of either here or here for these ones. In fact, I just need to do one more because we'll be doing this. And technically, they're either going to come back this way or they're going to come back this way. And we're just going to have like maybe here and then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then boom here. So we can have a door here and a door here. And essentially all these rooms can just kind of lead off of it. So that's kind of the idea that I have. The last idea, which, give me a second, let me build that up. So this last one is the entryway. And I'm actually thinking if we're eventually going to want to use end rods for this. it gives a little bit of a glow here, but this is basically going to be like a little coat rack. So this is our little entryway. Here's our door. We can bring in and out. And then this will actually line up with either this living room or this living room. So yeah, we'll basically just like push this in, so it's kind of going to be a little bit out here. And then we can have a little desk here for like, this is where you're going to have like a little potted plant or something. Just something that's kind of like, hey, I'm home. What's up, guys? You know, kind of small, but honestly, I don't need anything too big, to be honest. For the housing here, I think this size is good. I think the only other thing I want to do with this is probably break this portion right here, so it's at this level. I'm actually no, we're gonna have a separation between the ceiling and the floor here. So yeah, we'll leave it like this for the size for going upstairs, but I think for the rest of this looks good. So these are the modules that I'm going to be basing off our builds on, and hopefully that they all look good when I kind of bring them into the game. So we're going to start with this thing, that thing over there, the kitchenette, one of the bedrooms, and the bathroom. And then we'll figure out how we're gonna do all the other housing and where we're gonna put them in the main area. Whew, that was a lot of work. But at least we got a good idea of what we're gonna do, Doug. Yeah, that's right. What, you got anything else you want to say? Nah, you're just a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, you're a good boy. So, I think that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. I do need to fix the entryway for that house right there. I don't think I made it out far enough, but for the most part, I think this will do for getting the modular design set up for all the other housing that's around here. We'll do some sort of like, as I was saying over here, we'll probably have more like the commercial district over here. We may have some residential locations over here too, and maybe some commercial over here. So it's not just all in one. But yeah, I think this is a good place to leave it. So I want to say thanks for coming along with episode 37 of Retrospective Progression. If you like the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll see you next time. Later.